Fun fact number 60. And you know, it's fun fact, my 2 cents, reading a book, singing a song, life observations, you name it. That's what we got here. This one, fun fact number 60, just a lot of things that have been happening lately where you say something to somebody and they don't really listen. And so you end up kind of going, you know, I used to say, I don't want to be right. I'd rather have somebody listen and avoid doing something that isn't necessary or is damaging to one person or another. I'd rather not be right. I'd rather say these things and be absolutely wrong. But that's 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. And sometimes when I'm wrong, I'm purposely wrong just to move people in a direction that might be positive. So, like when I told that girl that she was pregnant, she wasn't pregnant, but because she thought she was pregnant, she got off drugs. Her significant other took her back, and then she got pregnant. It was in a very short period of time, but if she would have been pregnant on drugs, that would have been bad. So I told her she was pregnant and she got off drugs. So, and she wasn't. But sometimes you have to say things in order to help people move in a good direction. So this was had to do my new roommates. They have their own style. Kind of take things out, don't put them away. But my other roommate sometimes does that too. But they kind of just do what they want to do and don't think about, you know, maybe I should put this back or something like that. But the other day, they've been doing something weird with the dishes where they're like, there's 3 dishes in the dishwasher and they run it, which is really weird. We just kind of always just fill it all the way up and then run it. You just put your dirty dishes in there, and then when it's full, that person runs it. If you have dishes in the sink, you want to wash my hand, you just do that, you know, no big deal. But these guys kind of like were washing dishes when there was just a handful of dishes in the dishwasher, and it was like really weird. It was hard to tell which ones were clean, which ones were dirty. But one morning I was in the kitchen area. I was in the garage area, which is next to the kitchen area, and cleaning the kitty litter. And one out of the 2 roommates came up and said, "Is the cycle done?" And I said, "No, it looks like it's on steam dry, but I'm sure it'll be done in a little bit." And they said, "Oh, I think it's done." And they opened it, and all the steam came out into their face. And they shut it again, but they didn't start it again. And so I kind of realized it from my sitting position in the garage. They hadn't started again after about 5 minutes. So I got up and I started it again so it could finish its cycle. So when they came back out again, it would be done. It's like the last part of the whole dishwasher cycle. And a few minutes later, the other person of the pair came out and said, "Is it done?" I'm still doing the kitty litter in the garage. And I said, "Well, I think it just needs a few more minutes because the other person came out and da-da-da-da." They said, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's done." I'm like, "Okay. Don't let it finish its cycle. Just do what you want, okay?" They opened the dishwasher and steam came out again, not as much because it was almost done. But there's a part where it clicks off later because they don't want you to go in there and grab the dishes right away because they were just steam dried, so they're going to be really hot. And the person was taking the dishes out of the dishwasher, and they said, "Ow, these are hot." I said, "Well, that's why you," I don't know if they heard me, but I just kind of said, "Well, that's why you let the dishwasher finish its cycle." Because they're going to be really hot. There's a reason why. There's like, it works the way it works. It's because they've thought about people burning themselves. So, on the dishes. So that's why you let it finish the cycle and kind of click off to let you know it's done. And the dishes may be warm, but they're not going to burn your hands. That was one. The other one was with one of my fifth graders at school. Somebody was trying to do an announcement. A lot of the kids had the computers, and they weren't supposed to have them for like another half an hour. And there was like some miscommunication between some of the coaches thought they could have them, and some of the coaches knew that they weren't supposed to have them for another half an hour. So there was this whole thing going on. But one of the kids had his phone out. Well, they're never supposed to have their phone out. We're not supposed to have our phones out, except for the special circumstances, and they have special circumstances too. But this kid was not supposed to have his phone out, and so I asked him to put it away so he could hear the announcement and they could focus, and to close the computers and put them away because they weren't supposed to have them, and to put his phone in his pocket and stop playing the game on his phone. I didn't say, hey, you're not supposed to have your phone. I just said, you need to put your phone in the pocket because somebody's trying to make an announcement. Well, the person making the announcement got so frustrated, they walked out of the room. I mean, they actually had like a megaphone, and they were trying to make an announcement. And 99% of the kids were not paying attention. And so he just walked out. And I said, well, you still need to put your phone in your pocket. You're not supposed to have... He was... Well, he's not making the announcement anymore. And I said, well, that's because nobody was paying attention and everybody was making noise. You still need to put your phone in your pocket. You're not supposed to be playing on your phone. So he put it in his pocket, and he's looking down, and he's still playing on it. It's like halfway out of his pocket, and he's still looking down and playing on it with his fingers. And I said, really? You're not supposed to be playing on your phone. You need to put the phone all the way in your pocket. And do I have to say, put your hands on the table and pay attention to what's going on around you? Do I really have to say every little step you need to do to not be playing on your phone? And you can't tell me what to do. And very, very rude and obstinate and argumentative. And I just kind of went, I slapped my fist on the table in front of him, and I said, you're not arguing with me, and you're not disrespecting me. That's it. Stop taking your phone out of your pocket and playing it. Stop looking it down and playing it in your pocket. Stop. Now. And he was like, you can't do that, and you can't do this, and what was that? And then all the kids around him start slapping their hands on the table. So what happened next was really I just walked away at that point. I said, don't disrespect the coaches, don't disrespect me, and don't take your phone out. One of the kids came up to me afterwards. One of the other boys, Josh, I think it was. No. Might have been Josh. Comes up to me afterwards, and he said a lot of bad words about you after you walked away. And I said, well, I figured. I said, but that, I don't care. That doesn't hurt me. I go, I got a thick skin. People say stuff like that all the time. It's not a big deal. I said, I'm just really sad for him, because I know other children that I worked with that had that same attitude, and they're not with us anymore. They didn't make it. And I want them to make it. And my point was, I'm doing it out of love and care what I'm saying. I'm not just saying these words. Why would I waste my energy and my breath? I'm not just saying these words to control you or make you do something you don't want to do or make you follow the rules. I'm saying what I'm saying because I care. And I'm saying it out of a place of love. That I don't want you to end up where the other kids that were just like you, that I tried to talk to, who didn't want to listen. I don't want you to end up in the same place. The ones that listened, they got magic. The ones that didn't end up in a good place. So I want him to end up in a good place. But all I can do is what I can do. And if he wants to call me whatever behind my back, what a coward, really. But also, it doesn't hurt me. It only hurts him, and I know that. He also said, I don't care. And I said, well, then don't care. I go, but you really do. And that freaked him out. So that's when I walked away. But I was challenged. I was disrespected by him. Then later on in the day, this is the main thing. Later on in the day, around an hour or two later, he is outside with the person that, helps the kids meet up with their parents. And he's sitting outside and he's asking that person, do you have a charger? Because his phone died. And I said, I wonder why. That's what you get for not listening. That's what you get for breaking the rules. That's what you get for not understanding what I'm trying to do. So I thought that was really funny. But then I also asked him, I said, what do you do when you're not on your phone? If your phone dies? Nothing. You don't cook or do a sport or draw or write or something? Plants, animals, something? No, nothing. All he has is his phone and probably his Xbox. And that's what's really sad today with a lot of the kids that I see. They were raised with the phone as their babysitter, the Xbox, the whatever box, whatever they are. They were raised, those were their babysitters. That's what raised them. And it makes me sad. So basically, I could have said maybe your phone would have died if you would have joined the activities. Ow. I try, but a lot of people don't listen. I come from a place of love and care, but some have to learn for themselves. And often don't. Or they have to learn the hard way. I can't say too much. I often have had to learn the hard way myself. So I can't really judge. All I can do is try to help them find more to their life than their phone and their Xbox. But because I had no guide, that's why I had to learn the hard way. And I think that's why I try to guide now. I didn't have someone to say, let me help you. Put your phone away and let me show you something else. I didn't have somebody to say, don't touch the fire. It's going to burn you. I had to learn the hard way sometimes. But sometimes I just knew, that's hot. I'm not sticking my hand in that. Some people just don't want help. Because it's scary to change what you're doing. So that's my fun fact. My 2 cents, number 60. My nose is plugging up more. Trying to help, but people don't want help. Or they just don't want to listen. Or they just are afraid to change anything. Because something new is scary. But something new is fun too. Ciao, Bellas.